Hey, this is Mark A. Altman.
And this is DAREN DOCHTERMAN, and we are the Inglorious
Treksperts. And this week, it's Frakes, Gates, and Spiner. Oh my.
Oh
As we
my.
begin our holiday celebration. But it's not going to end this week because next week, we are bringing out all the stops for our Treksperts holiday extravaganza, where we're going to bring on a bunch of stars, writers, producers, directors, and our favorite guests on the podcast to talk about why they love Star Trek on this 60th anniversary and some of their favorite episodes. So you don't want to miss that. That's going to be dropping on Christmas Eve. And the only place to find it is on Inglorious Treksperts or at YouTube at Inglorious Treksperts Podcast. I'm very excited about that.
Do you know where that phrase comes from, pulling out all the stops?
I don't know. Where does that phrase come from, DAREN DOCHTERMAN?
It comes from playing church organ. The stops are those valves on the front that make different sounds, and when you pull out all the stops, the organ is the loudest.
Wow, you heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. How that's that's fascinating. I had no idea.
I figured, so I would trecucate you.
Inglorious organ sprints. Okay, that's fascinating. No, that's really interesting. Well, we got a great conversation to share with you coming up, in which DAREN, Ashley, and myself talk to the legendary. I think legendary is appropriate in this case. You know, when you look on the internet, everybody's legendary, everybody's iconic, but in this case, it's true. Jonathan Frakes, Gates McFadden, Brent Spiner.
It's 3 versus 3 in a double death match.
Yeah, and as you'll see, what was so fun about this conversation was we started the panel without them, much like we're doing tonight without Ashley. But it was really fun because as we're getting started, Frakes shows up in the crowd, takes the seat in the crowd. Then he's joined by Gates McFadden, who wanders in after him. And then finally, you know, Brent Spiner shows up, and they started asking us questions from the floor. Some of it you can't hear because they weren't mic'd. But then they finally come up on stage, and it's delightful. This is one of those episodes where if you do want to watch the video, you can watch the video podcast on Spotify or on YouTube. And I want to thank Spotify. We got our wrapped Spotify update. And Inglorious Treksperts, thanks to all of you, is one of the top 5% of video podcasts on Spotify. So
wow.
Yeah, that's a big
that's a big deal.
Yeah, and a special shout out to our video producer Brian Mix, who makes it all possible, who's done it.
He does a great job, and he does it really, really fast.
And because the idea was we tried to get these done far in advance, but unfortunately sometimes our travel schedule and our work schedules make that impossible. So Brian has rolled with the proverbial punches, done a remarkable job, and has made us one of the top 5 video. I wish we had a musical cue, but Spotify won't let us do it because it's in violation of somebody's copyright.
Yeah, and then we'd be dropped. We'd be dropped from the top 5%.
Exactly. We don't want it. We don't want that to happen. We do not.
By the way, happy Hanukkah.
Well, thank you very much. I got as we record this, it's the second night of Hanukkah. Got this lovely book for my lovely wife. It's the Judd Apatow Comedy Nerd by Judd Apatow.
Nice. Cool.
I'm very excited about that, and just started reading it. She always gets me the best presents. That's a sign of a great wife when they get you great presents.
Well,
and I'm very appreciative. So and Isaac, my son, on the first night of Hanukkah, opened something that I don't think you really want. He got his Exo-6 Chang, and he loved it. He loved it.
Well,
and you know what it doesn't do? It doesn't recite Shakespeare in the original Klingon.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, well, I got to tell you, it's a great looking figure. It went on our shelf downstairs with our other great Exo-6 figures. Couldn't be happier.
Is Isaac hearing the chimes at midnight?
Perhaps. And of course, a very early Merry Christmas to you and to Ashley, even though he's not here. One of my absolutely favorite holidays is the Christmas holiday. It's just so great. And DAREN, I have to say, was cosplaying this weekend as Santa Claus, or maybe actually more like Clark Kent, and he actually is Santa Claus, like in Miracle on 34th Street. It was like Miracle in Columbus, Ohio. But you got a lot of attention as Santa Claus, I must say.
I did. It was weird. I've never gotten that much attention as plain old DAREN. But the moment I put on that hat and like a red top, man, it's just it's magic time.
It was
Lots
like you were
of,
Bruce Wayne or something,
Yeah, well, it's
or
you
Bill
know, it's
Shatner.
lots of candidates for lap sitting. Let me put it that way.
Oh, geez. Okay. Well, with that said, a quick plug for our friends at the Scum and Villainy Cantina. They run a fantastic bar and restaurant here in Hollywood. They're expanding to Burbank, and to do that,
Wow.
they're launching a big facility in Burbank. It's going to be 2 or 3 times the size of the Hollywood facility. They're going to be doing podcasts and special events, all kinds of stuff. So if you want to become a member and support their expansion, they're currently running a WeFunder on WeFunder for Scum and Villainy Cantina, and check it out because JC is a terrific guy, and I think what they're bringing to the Valley will be a really I guess a hive of scum and villainy, but it'll be a hive of fun and
Another hive of
frolic.
scum and villainy.
Yeah, it'll be a hive of fun and frolic, and
it's a place that Mark Altman will never go.
Well, because it's in the Valley, but you can send me pictures. I'm sure.
No, I'm not doing nothing.
I may contribute. I may never go there, but I will contribute to this WeFunder because I think it's a good cause, and they're going to be doing some really great stuff. And JC's been very supportive of the podcast and everything we do. And so if you have a few extra shekels on this holiday season, then you might want to contribute to the WeFunder campaign for Scum and Villainy Burbank. I don't know. It's kind of like Mos Eisley, I guess.
Well, it's sort of reminiscent of the old beautiful downtown Burbank.
Now he would tell me
never find a.
He did tell me to stop making the Star Wars jokes because one of the things he pointed out is we are a sci-fi bar. We do Star Trek, we do Doctor Who, we do. It is not just Star
because
Wars.
Legally they can't be a Star Wars.
Well,
bar.
I said Scum and Villainy sort of suggests Star Wars. He goes, I know, but we really are all these things. And in Burbank, you'll even see more of these sci-fi properties represented. I said that's
many
great.
such journeys are possible.
Yeah. So that's really cool. I want to point out some other exciting stuff. We just got a copy of the God Thing script. So we're going to be doing an episode on the God Thing next year. I'm excited about that. Maybe we should do that for Christmas where Kirk fights Jesus on the Enterprise. And maybe that should be our Christmas episode.
That's probably better for Easter.
Yeah, that's true. That's a true story. That's the end of the God Thing. So we're going to
we can explore the whole God Thingiverse.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And of course, we'll be celebrating Star Trek 4's 40th anniversary next year as well. It's the 40th anniversary of the voyage home since we saved the whales, George and Gracie. So very excited about that. And we'll be sharing our panel with John Schuck and a lot of other great Star Trek 4 celebrations. So you don't want to miss that on Inglorious Treksperts. This is in case you don't like this episode. You can look forward to all the episodes that are coming up. Now, one thing we've been doing on the show, which I think people have really appreciated, each week we read a letter from another one of our listeners. We basically ask people to send in their emails and socials and things about what Star Trek means to them, at this holiday season. Let's face facts. This has been a pretty shitty year. And the last week in particular has been just almost unbearable in terms of the loss and things that have happened, whether it's what happened at Brown or what happened in Australia, or more recently, the tragic murder of Rob Reiner. I can't even talk about it. I'm so upset about this. And the reaction to it by certain people in the White House. It's just appalling. So we want to bring a little joy to the world. And apparently our podcast does just that, according to Nick Zosky. Nick said, "Hello, Mark, Darren, and Ashley."
Hello, Nick.
I've been listening to the podcast since late last year. Although I've been a fan of the franchise since childhood, before I started listening to the show, I knew little more than the average fan. I couldn't have imagined feeling more invested with the silly franchise that I love so much until discovering, definitely no pun intended, laugh out loud, your wonderful show. I started my Trekication at the beginning, as I am very systematic in that way. I am now just getting into season 6 and still am in no way tired of listening to you, learning from you, and laughing with you every day. I just got my Spotify stats for the year, and I thought I'd share your piece of it. Please keep up the great work, and I will undoubtedly keep on trekking, ingloriously, of course. P.S. That is approximately 3.35% of my year. Time well spent, in my opinion.
Wow.
And it says your top podcast, Inglorious Treksperts, you streamed, are you ready? 17,686 minutes, and you're a top 1% fan. So
Wow.
a big thank you to Nick. That was delightful, and we really appreciate your fanship and your love of the podcast.
That's awesome. My mom doesn't even listen to that much of our podcast.
My mom doesn't listen to any of our podcasts.
My mom doesn't either. I'm just trying to be dramatic.
She listened to the 4:30 movie one when we did Mother's Day.
Right.
But even that was difficult to convince her to do. But she did, and she enjoyed it, never listened to it again. So yeah, couple of things.
Thanks, Nick.
Yeah, thanks, Nick. We're going to be traveling next year. We're going to be in Richmond, of course, in March, kicking off our first GalaxyCon of the year. That's a great show. We hope to see you there. And of course, DAREN is going to be on the cruise. Apparently, there is a waiting list. So if people have to cancel, or you take out DAREN and
or
move
if they
up
find out that I'm on
rank,
board, they'll leave and you can slip in.
I always think it's more a mirror situation. You know, they take somebody out and they can move up one step in rank, and then they can be on the cruise. Yeah, your agonizer, please. That would be me on the cruise. Your agonizer, please. And of course, we're so excited to be returning with the Treksperts stage to Vegas in August. Tickets are going fast. We have some really spectacular things planned, so we hope you'll join us in Vegas. We just added, I know we haven't announced anything, but we just added the cast of Con the Musical that's going to be performing live from Con the Musical on our stage. So
wow,
that's pretty cool. So you want to do that. And I'm so happy to officially announce, I think we've teased this. DAREN, as you know, is a stalwart of the Ticonderoga set tour. He is one of the few people that Bill Shatner always remembers his name now. He's in that rarefied air where Bill knows his name. It's like Cheers. It's like a movable Cheers. And I'm pleased to say, as another person that Bill Shatner knows his name, I'm going to join DAREN this June because James Cawley is pulling out all the stops.
That's right.
Pulling out all the stops.
You know what that means.
I do. And he's doing a 60th anniversary at the end of June at the set tour with a ton of original Star Trek guests, led by our captain, the great Bill Shatner, great and mighty Bill Shatner. But many guest stars will be joining the expedition. And Nancy Kovac. I don't remember, but I don't have.
There's a lot.
There's a lot. Suffice it to say, there's a lot. And I'm really excited to be making the trek back to Ticonderoga. It's like for some people they go to Mecca. This is our Mecca.
It is. And she's a Canutu.
She's a Canutu woman. Exactly. They should have a Mugatu chase you around. That's how they get people off the tour that try.
You know what? I'm sure I saw a Mugatu there one time. Maybe it'll come back.
Yeah, people don't cosplay as Mugatus, and I would think that'd be really easy.
Cosplay is not easy, Mark.
Was that Janusz Prohaska in the Mugatu?
That was Janusz Prohaska, absolutely.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And did he play it in Lucy too? Because didn't the Mugatu show up in Lucy as well? In the Lucy show?
You know that better than I do.
I love when some of these costumes and different things show up again. Show up again in other shows.
Yeah, like Korob's dress showing up on Gilligan's Island.
Yeah, that's my favorite. That's my my absolute favorite. Well,
and
it's a crazy week.
And Trelane's jacket showing up on the Monkees.
Well, it's only fair. They gave us Davy Jones. We gave them the jacket. Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah. I have to say, it's been, like I said, a crazy week. We had an amazing time at Columbus GalaxyCon, our final GalaxyCon of the year. I have a little bit of a cold because not only did we not get much sleep at GalaxyCon, but there was a lot of traveling. I had a lot of work obligations this week, and so I'm a little sick and under the weather. But that said, not to keep us from doing a great podcast today. So
it was a good weekend, and as usual, they treat us wonderfully, and they run a good show.
Yeah, and we had some great panels. I mean, I think one of the highlights for us was we got to sit down, and he did not break us, but he broke us up in terms of laughs. The wonderful Dolph Lundgren.
Dolph Lundgren was incredible.
Of course, he was just great, and he had his lovely daughter who was there as well. And I didn't know what to expect from Dolph. You know, sometimes even you think these people may be, because of the characters they play.
Yeah, we thought we were going to be talking to Ivan Drago.
Yeah, and he couldn't have been more thoughtful.
He was
and
awesome.
Interesting and charming, and it was a great conversation. And we talked about Masters of the Universe, and we talked about Rocky IV, and of course, I got the A View to a Kill question in.
Right,
couldn't wait, jumped right in. View to Kill. Got asked. You hear that, Spy Hearts? Right away, got the James Bond question. So that was good, and he was great. He was absolutely great. But the highlight of the weekend, we also talked to, once again, some of the talent from the IDW Star Trek comics. We had a chance to sit down with the lovely Sarah Natacheni, who is the voice of the Pokemon. And
we did the voice of the human character.
Right, the human character that chases the Pokemon.
That's right.
I don't know about the Pokemons or the Poke people. I just don't know.
Poke people.
Or Poke Bowls. Aren't they called Poke Bowls? What are they called?
No, that's Poke Bowls.
Poke Bowls.
That's
they have a tilde.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Tilda Swinton.
The Tilda Swinton. Yeah. So but this panel we did with it's interesting because we've interviewed Gates, Brent, and Jonathan separately,
right,
a number of times. I mean, if you count Cinefantastic and Sci-Fi Universe, it's more than a number of times. And so we always try to bring something new to the table.
And we've never had them all together at once.
No, and it's kind of like riding a bucking bronco, isn't it? I mean, it's kind of like, just hold on for dear life and hope you make it to the end without getting thrown. I think one of the things that's so delightful is how much they enjoy it. Everyone came up to us the next day and said, man, that was one of the great panels. We just had such a great time. You guys, just make it so much fun for us. And, I think they appreciate the fact that we don't ask them the same questions they get asked all the time.
Yeah. And, we strive to make it fun for them.
Yeah. What was the show? Fun for You and Me? What was that show?
I don't know.
I don't know
what you're talking about.
I'm loopy.
That's where you pull out all the stops.
I'm not even on cold medication. I don't take the cold. I only take medicine for real shit. Colds, it's like I just power through. So and have fruit and stuff like that, and just try and eat healthy. But so I'm not even loopy from the medication. I'm just naturally loopy.
He's just naturally, yeah.
I'm just exactly. So we have this great conversation. As we said, for those of you who aren't watching on video, it may be confusing at the beginning, like what's going on.
Yeah.
The fact is they weren't there, so we're just tumbling.
The first 5 minutes is herding cats.
Yeah. And then we got to try and get them to focus on the whole conversation, and it was great because we were all squeezed in on this little sofa.
Right.
And they all had these giant love seats.
Yeah.
And then we're like on the sofa, the three of us, as the expression goes, ass to elbows. Where does that expression come from, Darren?
I don't know. Probably one branch of the military.
From the military. Okay.
When they get packed into the troop transports.
Imperial troop transport?
Imperial troops have entered the base. Imperial troops.
Can I just say that was something I always wanted for Christmas/Hanukkah.
The troop transport that made all the sounds.
It was never never in the movies, but it was like this great toy, the Imperial troop transport. I wanted it so bad, never got it. So one day I'm in Portland for the librarians. We're shooting up in Portland, and I go in this really great store. They have a lot of collectibles, and what do they have there? The Imperial troop transport. So do you think I bought it?
I don't bet
your ass I did.
You did? Oh, good.
I had to have it. It's just like I gotta have one of those Eagles. Those Space 1999 Eagles. Although our good friend Aaron, Carlson has given me one on loan, but I think he expects it back in August. So, so I don't. It's not really mine. It's
not yours.
Part of the temporary collection. It's like when they give you like a museum where it's on loan from the Louvre, or it's on loan from like one of these museums, the Metropolitan Museum of Art, and it's like temporarily hang in Beverly Hills, but then it's going to go back. So that's the problem. I have to give it back. So
well, maybe you give him the troop transport, and he'll forget about the Eagle.
I don't think that's a good trade-off. I mean, I paid a bunch of money for the Imperial troop transport, but it wasn't Eagle money. So anyway, whatever. Neither here nor there, because neither of those are Star Trek. The Imperial troop transport is Star Wars, and the Eagle is Space 1999.
Oh, good. I'm glad you straightened that out for me.
I'm not. I just for our audience. That's not.
Glad you're here to tell us these things, 3PO.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I wonder how that. I haven't checked the stats yet. I'm wondering how our Clone Wars episode did, because it was not a Trek subject,
right?
And that we had on the Treksperts. I wonder if people mind if we cross the streams occasionally.
I think people ought to be prepared for those things to happen more and more.
Yeah. Because I mean, we got to decide. Like Dolph Lundgren, I guess it's hard to really put him on the Treksperts. It's probably Deck 78, but
yeah, well,
but it was really good, but not as good as the Star Trek conversation with Gates, John, and Brent. I got to tell you, I really get a kick out of that, Brent.
I love all of them.
Yeah, I do too.
Brent is fun because you never know what to expect.
Well, I've always loved Jonathan. Because I mean, I've worked with Jonathan obviously a bunch of times, and I just think the world of him, clearly. So, but Brent, and I've said this before. Back in the day when the show was in production, we did not get along. He did not like me. I did not like him, and now I'm just a huge fan of his.
Yep.
And I mean, I love Data. I just didn't. He didn't like. He resented the fact that I was critical of the show.
Right.
So, but I love him. I just think he's so funny. I would love to work with him. And then and Gates is just amazing. And then she told us something which was really cool, which I had no idea, that she had originally had a part in Hannah and Her Sisters, which got cut out. It was never even filmed. And I was like, I didn't realize how much she loves doing comedy and how much she considers herself a comedian, but she is very funny. And I think that was a missed opportunity on Next Generation to give her more comedy. That was the one thing. Next Generation never did comedy that often, and they didn't do it well. I love Next Generation, but obviously, here he goes about how great TOS is again. Yes, because TOS, they knew how to do comedy.
Yes, and at least a couple of them did.
Yeah, and the comedy episodes are great, but the way comedy is integrated like into the show, whereas Next Generation was never particularly funny, and when it tried to be
ham-handed,
a little ham-handed, exactly. And speaking of comedy, we have the great Ashley Edward Miller joining us.
Waka waka waka.
Thank you, Fozzie Bear. Welcome. So Ashley, we're just talking about what a great time we had in Columbus, and this panel that we had with Brent and Jonathan and Gates, and how terrific it was. Anything you want to add?
I mean, you know what? It began delightfully. I mean, I'm sure you guys, I'm positive you guys talked about how the panel started. I thought that was the best thing that ever happened with the three of them coming out and just letting it kind of be like, oh, it's their show. And there's just something I don't know. I can't put my finger on it, but it just made me so happy as a fan and as somebody who does this podcast, and it was very validating and fun and friendly. And I go ahead. Yeah.
Well, I would say I thought it was a very funny bookend with, if you recall, about a year ago, we had a panel with Frakes where we got the wrong time. So he'd started the panel without us, and then they said, "Oh, you got to be on stage now." And so we ran up there, and he's singing Volare, and he's doing the panel. Oh, nice of you guys to show up, which is kind of now the shoe's on the other foot now.
Oh, yeah. And I think it's a thing because the last time we were with Frakes on stage, we were waiting for him backstage. He walked right past us and walked right onto stage. It's like, I feel like his thing now is, and we'll see if history bears this out, that he is never, ever going to let us introduce him on stage. He's going to find some way to make it not happen. Yeah. And that's fine with me because I think it's a very funny shtick.
Unless we physically restrain him.
Right. Maybe that'll need to happen. We're just
Ashley.
Yeah.
Before we share the panel with the world.
Yes, sir.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Do you know what pull out all the stops, what the derivation of the expression pull out all the stops is?
I feel like you're going to tell me.
No, Darren's going to tell us. I did
Darren's
not
gonna tell us?
know, but Darren gave me, I can't say a Trekication because it's not a Trek thing, but he gave me an education on what subject, Darren?
It is from big organs. Big.
I'm sorry, what?
Watch it.
Are you talking about Ashley?
Like a church organ. You know. You
So
play
you're
with-
about like pulling out like the big
with
organ?
with keys and
Oh,
pipes and everything.
the pipe.
Those
Playing pipe.
those levers on the front are called stops, and they
Well, I'll
open
be-
valves. And when you pull out all the stops, it's the loudest the organ can be.
That's fantastic. I love that.
Yeah, you learned something today on the
I
Treksperts,
did.
didn't you? You know what you missed? You missed a wonderful letter that we got. You know, we've been asking people to send letters and emails and stuff, and so I'm not going to read it again. You
No.
can listen
Of
to the
course
show
not.
and hear it.
You're gonna listen to the show for
No,
change.
you know what? That's actually like, it was kind of something that we riffed a little bit, but I mean, that's actually been one of my favorite things. Has been people responding to that call for saying, "What are you thankful
Mhm.
for about Star Trek?" It's really wonderful. Like, I mean, just stuff we hear from people on Discord, even people who will come up to us at cons and tell us personally.
Well, don't encourage them, Ashley.
I mean, yeah, I don't want to encourage.
I'm
I
kidding.
do want to
I'm
encourage them.
kidding.
I
Had
find
so
it
many
lovely.
people come up to us at Columbus and who would come to the convention to see the Treksperts and came to
Yeah.
our panels, and that's always nice, you know.
Came to our booth and saw me sitting there all alone.
I was there occasionally.
Yeah,
Yes, you were.
You know,
Yeah.
I was in panel rooms. I was talking to comic book
Yeah.
people. By the way, guys, I have before we go to these guys, I have a question for you. Did I miss a memo about the lighting in our
Yes,
respective
you did.
rooms?
You did. There was a memo that went out that said, "Look, make it cool and moody.
Okay.
Think Jerry Finnerman
All right. We'll have a conversation offline about how I too can look awesome.
can look cool and moody."
That's gonna
Yeah.
take a long meeting.
Hey, man.
We're gonna pull out all the stops.
We're gonna pull out all
Oh,
the stops.
my goodness.
We're gonna pull out the big organ.
I can think of one stop right now.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay.
Well, look, this is great, and we're so excited to share this wackadoodle panel with you, which is sort of our prelude to the season. Obviously, we're celebrating Hanukkah now. Christmas is on its way, and Kwanzaa
today.
and Festivus. I think
Festivus for the rest
is-
of us.
That's
and,
right. Next week is the
so,
airing of grievances.
And next week, of course, will be the Treksperts holiday extravaganza. But to sort of whet your appetite for that, we have a special holiday conversation with Jonathan Frakes, Brent Spiner, and the great Gates McFadden coming right up. So stay tuned, and then we'll be back after the panel with a few closing thoughts. See ya soon.
Do we have our panelists yet? I don't think so, but they are whisking their way going, "Hello, Cleveland," backstage.
Yes, he
That's
is.
the rumor.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
No.
You know,
Barry
Barry
Bostwick is
absolutely.
always here. Oh my goodness.
Barry also does bar mitzvahs and weddings.
They, to quote a non-produced Star Trek episode, they walk among us.
What is happening on this show? Look at this. We're getting one at a time. Oh, look at you got.
What is the least favorite? I'd like to answer that in 3 parts. Are you all right?
The skort for men. You know, mobility is super important when you get to a certain age. It's Now,
This
can you
is-
do the stand-up test?
This is
Can you
like
do
a
that?
revisiting that yoga scene.
Yeah, but only 50% is good. I mean, my first question is,
So,
did you guys
Brent,
hatch this on the way up? Was that the...
the correct answer would be those Bill Tice uniforms from the first 2 seasons before they got redesigned, right? Okay, very good. I can stay.
That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, Gates McFadden. Brent
Brent
Spiner.
Spiner.
And another shipmate.
Who was also on the show?
You could stay,
He's got
John.
to go that way.
Please, welcome.
Hey there.
So crowded there.
We are.
We are.
It's okay.
You look weirdly
You
uncomfortable.
put all the fat
okay?
people on the small
I
sofa.
really have a few questions for you guys.
Great.
Let me ask
Like,
a question.
Yeah,
if
no,
you-
I did. Hey, excuse
Let me
me.
ask you a question.
Excuse
Hey,
me.
wait. I was going to ask
Okay,
you
wait,
something.
but I
for-
know,
no,
but, you know,
you
no,
said
you
you were going
always
to do
do
it, but
this.
I
Okay,
do
no,
it.
I know,
No, wait.
but,
If
you
you'll
know,
just be quiet for a
listen to me
minute,
1
I could be the
second.
one who.
If you would just
all
listen.
right. All right.
Hey.
I want to know your question for them.
What's that?
My question?
Yeah. My question.
Now they even laugh together. I'm worried, okay?
What are you worried about?
Well, okay.
look great. You're in good company. You're with your friends.
Really?
These guys know what they're doing.
We won't
We do
hurt you.
sometimes.
But Santa's in the middle. Why is Santa in the middle?
Santa.
Because
Brent?
I'm not working this week, not till the end of the month.
Oh, okay. Now, I want to show you what happened on the set of Star Trek when Cosmo, right? You remember
Genovese.
Cosmo
So,
Genovese.
okay, so
Nerd.
we would be
Yeah,
in
yeah.
a line somewhere, and Cosmo would have a stick that would have an X on it. Yeah, that's the stage. Okay, and so he would say, watch this. Now, I want you three to watch the finger. That would be an alien, and we were supposed to watch it on the blue screen. That's how we did it.
Hey, could I just?
Can you do a Cosmo impersonation for me?
I cannot.
Jimmy, 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 Jimmy.
Hey, you folks in the back there, feel free to come on over.
Yeah. They must not have announced that we had a panel today.
They're not sure if they're going to stay. They're sort of on the fence. They want to be near the door.
Yeah.
That's true.
Two.
And they're a little concerned they'll be spoken to directly.
You want your money back, don't you? Yeah, okay.
Well, I think there's a lot of people who are like saving it up for Jason Isaacs, you know, and
I am.
they're thinking,
I
I
am.
don't want to waste.
I've saved it for years. For you.
Oh, my.
I'll be sure to tell him. He was a Star Trek captain, by the way.
Yes.
We promised this, at the beginning when we were vamping before you guys arrived, we asked if there was anybody in the audience that had a question they wanted us to ask. So before we ask you to rate Paul Giamatti's performance of John Adams, being the definitive John Adams, we want to repeat the question that you had, which was, they wanted to know your favorite episode to perform in, which is very different than your
film.
favorite episode of the show, given that most of you never watched the show. But
Which show?
I'd love to know. I think that was a pretty decent question because
Frame of mind.
Fair. Yeah.
The right title?
yeah,
Yeah.
you were great in that. You're a good little
That was
actor.
directed by the great James Conway. Helped me with that.
Yeah.
I said, I feel like I'm absolutely out of control. He said, I'll let you know.
Nice.
He's a very talented Canadian.
Yes. You know, we better speed it up. We only have another 48 minutes. You know, what was the question?
The question was.
Oh, I know.
That she had
Bill
asked
Tice, the Bill Tice costumes.
Yes.
That was the answer, not the question. Go ahead.
You're
The
excited to
question was
perform in.
episode to film. So it's not an episode that you particularly thought had a great script or really enjoyed doing, but it was like on the set for some reason it was just a pleasant experience, not the one that gave you the most residuals, an episode that was pleasant to do that you enjoyed. Is that what you were asking? I believe yes. So what was an episode you really enjoyed shooting for one reason or the other?
I can't remember the name of it. But
the right guys, they'll figure it out.
yeah.
Yeah.
There was one episode I barely appeared in. Which one was that? Do you remember? I think Yesterday's Enterprise. I'm hardly in that. And that's a great episode.
I still don't understand that episode.
You know,
You know who was given a writer's credit on an episode?
Everybody.
Eric
Eric Stillwell.
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 Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
And Pookie was in that, wasn't she?
She was.
She came up with
She
the
came back.
idea.
She
I
came
think.
up with the idea with Eric.
Did
Yeah.
she get created by?
I think she got fired.
She did
Talented
not
Chris
get
McDonald
fired.
is
No,
in
no,
that?
she did not
Yeah.
get fired.
Chris McDonald is quite good in that episode.
Chris is in that. Here's one for you.
Is that the golfer?
No.
golfer.
Oh, yes, yes. In what movie did I appear with Chris McDonald?
Oh, we're playing 3 degrees of
That's
separation.
a good
That is a good
question. It wasn't Out to Sea.
No.
Dude, where's
He
my
was-
car?
Dude, where's my car? Dude,
No,
where's my
no,
car?
No.
Darren, it's up to you now.
I don't know.
The movie with the two sisters?
No. Here's the funny
wait,
part.
wait.
I
Oh,
don't even
Dorothy
know.
Dandridge.
Huh?
Dorothy Dandridge.
No.
The one with Halle Berry.
That's what I said.
No.
wrong.
No. This is for the next book.
Yeah.
It's a fine little picture called, God, what's it called? Superhero movie.
Right.
The Zuckers, or one of the Zuckers.
Right.
made
A
it.
parody compilation.
It was
of,
about.
yeah.
It was a Spider-Man spinoff, and I was his assistant, and he created Havoc. Very good guy.
Was the
We
Havoc
loved
your
it,
fault?
yeah.
No.
Everybody loved that
We
movie,
loved
apparently.
it, didn't
Yeah.
we?
Superhero movie? Come on, let's hear it.
Unbelievable. Hey, is there a way to get the lights up on the audience a little? It's always so nice to
Oh,
see.
be careful what
I
you
love
ask
that.
for.
That's for
Yes,
sure.
I like to see those
I have another-
Ohio
Any lights are up
faces.
there?
This guy brought his own lights.
He did, I know.
I have another.
That's my question is for you, sir.
I want to
That
hear.
is
I want to
freaking
hear
me out.
your favorite performer
It's like, why is
episode.
it on my forehead?
See what I mean?
I have a.
Oh, my
there we
goodness.
go. All right.
Wow.
Hey.
Now it feels like a
Yeah, just
family,
bring it back
right?
down if you could.
Yeah, thanks.
Oh, no.
That's,
I liked it
Split
better when I
difference.
felt I was in the theater.
yes, Brent.
Well, I was just as a trivia question for you guys. What do Paul Giamatti and I have in common?
You both played
John Adams.
John Adams.
That's one. We
You're
were both
both on Star Trek.
Star Trek series,
Right.
Right.
That's
Well,
two.
that remains to be seen.
Neither one of you will drink a fucking Merlot.
Right.
Excellent call.
And we both know Lee Wilkoff, right?
We have Lee Wilkoff in common.
Paul knows Lee Wilkoff. We talked about that this morning.
Are you both related to the commissioner of baseball?
No,
That's a nice-
Lee
Okay.
Wilkoff. We had breakfast with him this morning. His
Well, not all of us.
Important American actor Lee Wilkoff.
wonderful actor. He created the role of Seymour in Little Shop of Horrors
Right.
on stage
With the great Ellen Green.
with Ellen Green. I replaced him in that, by the way. So I was the second Seymour.
Always comes back to you. Didn't you also play John Adams on Broadway? After what's his name? From My Mother the Car, whatever show he's within.
And
He was the voice of the
William Daniels.
Thank
William
you, thank
Daniels.
God, Darren. William Daniels.
Bill Daniels.
Was he original?
I have one for
Was
you.
he not the original?
He was in the movie.
Yeah.
He was
but
in
no,
the
he was
movie.
on stage originally.
Oh, okay.
But what do
A
Bill
lot of finger
Daniels-
pointing going on. You feel that?
What do Bill
And
Daniels?
then-
What do Bill Daniels, Paul Giamatti, and I have in common?
You were all in the
1776.
Graduate.
Correct. No, I have a goddaughter who has a bakery here in town in Columbus, Ohio. It's called Dough Mama.
Do Mama.
You know that place? Yeah, where is that, on High Street or something?
3334 North High Street.
Yeah, North High Street. Her father is Lee Wilkoff, who played Seymour in Little
Right.
Shop of Horrors.
There we are.
And knows Paul Giamatti,
Well, there you go.
who also played John Adams. Yeah, there you are.
And they have gluten-free that is delicious.
It's so good. We were there this morning.
What do Robert Wagner, Lee Wilkoff, and I have in common?
Robert Wagner, Lee Wilkoff, and you.
Darren?
You all
I don't
slept
know.
with.
You're all
Stephanie-
alive in the 70s.
Genie,
You
though.
all love Stephanie Powers?
No, but you know what she used to say at the beginning of that show? Jonathan. Jonathan.
That's right.
That's what we had in common, heart to heart.
Yeah. There you go.
There you go.
Forget Kevin Bacon. Lee
That's
Wilkoff is 6 degrees. I mean, clearly. Jesus Christ.
What about Gates's favorite show to perform in?
Okay.
What's what?
Favorite
I'm
show,
trying to cover the
favorite show to
questions.
perform in?
Well, you know what? I wonder what was Lee's favorite show to perform.
John Adams.
Yeah, clearly.
Oh.
Gates, did you have one?
I
what
was
was your
asleep.
favorite show to play in?
Oh, so many, Brent. My favorite episode or
Yeah.
my favorite
No,
show?
not your favorite.
The question is, what did you, repeat
Which
the question.
episode
Did you
just
enjoy
being
playing
in?
in?
And why was it the ghost episode?
Because I love to orgasm.
Yes!
I think we can all get behind that.
No, I think my favorite was when I got rid of most of them in Remember Me.
Oh, yeah.
No, I mean, no, Remember Me was great, but actually I had the most fun, I think, in a really silly early on episode. I thought the, what's the one where we all get The Naked Now was actually the most fun. That
Right.
was fun.
Where you
know.
got to unzip a little bit.
I know, and I got
Yeah.
into so much trouble because zippers
Naked
were not
Now?
supposed to be. The
Yeah.
Naked Now.
That wasn't the racist episode, was it?
No.
That's
That was
Code
the
of
Naked
Honor.
episode.
Code of Honor.
It was the one where Data had sex.
Is that where I
with
had my
Tasha.
nipples out?
Yes. No,
And the cod piece?
Yes.
You liked that episode?
I loved you in that.
That was the great
No, I did
William
not
Ware
like
Tice was
That's
still
right.
the costume designer from the
Beautiful.
original show, and he put me in that ridiculous costume.
So silly. But
You
it
know
was
why? Because I
hilarious.
was like Mikey on that fucking show. I would do anything.
It was the exact same.
Mikey will eat it. Mikey will get in the fucking black slime. The Metamucil with black printer's ink. Didn't see anybody else go fucking near it. It was me and Will Toms, the special effects guy, were in that fucking slime for a day.
Yep.
I got out.
It's true. He had to do it so much.
They
Gene
took me down
Roddenberry's
to the end of the
Jackass.
lot to shower outside, and while I was showering, they said, "You got to come back. We missed a shot." Had to come back in, get back into the slime.
It was horrible.
It was just, they didn't even ask. You would never have done
Oh,
it.
no, I would have said no.
You know,
But
LeVar
that
would
was the
never have
day-
done it.
No, that was the day they said Franks will do anything.
That's
Yeah.
right.
You know.
That's still the way it is, isn't it?
That was Lucille Ball's friend, Ethel Cellulose.
Oh my God.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh my
It was
God.
great seeing you
That's
all.
painful.
Good night, everybody.
What does Lucy's best friend, Vivian Vance,
Right.
and Jonathan Frakes have in common?
Oh, wait a minute. You both knew Lucy?
Lee Wilcox.
I'll give Lee Wilkoff. I'll give you a hint.
Yeah.
Stephanie Powell.
It's how I got my SAG card.
Andy Griffith.
No. Oh, I got an Andy Griffith too.
Yeah. No, but how did you know Viv?
She used to be the Maxwell House girl in the offices, and I was a guy. My first gig was with Vivian Vance.
Wow.
Buying coffee
Before
from.
or-
She has a coffee cart.
Yeah.
This is
Was
in
she
the
nice?
70s. She was
She was
lovely.
nice, yeah.
She was told to keep her weight on
Oh,
because Lucy didn't want to.
Right.
because she was actually younger than Lucy, but what was her name? Ethel Mertz was supposed to be older than Lucy, but she was, of course, younger.
And she hated Bill Frawley.
Yes.
She hated Bill Frawley.
Yep. Yep.
So sad.
This is a fascinating
Okay,
panel.
what do Kermit,
Yeah.
David Bowie, and I have in common?
That's easy. Labyrinth.
Labyrinth?
Labyrinth?
Labyrinth.
Labyrinth. What do we have in common?
That's not what you.
You all love music?
Labyrinth.
Something Henson related? Maybe.
You all thought it wasn't easy being green?
Well, that might have been true. Although David
It's
Bowie
not
never
easy
seemed to,
being
he never
green.
seemed to mind.
Yeah.
Bowie never seemed to mind about that because with one eye he had the two different colors.
Why wonder? Why wonder?
Anyway, well, someday I'll tell you.
Oh, please.
Don't you have to answer now?
No,
You
know,
stumped the
I'm feeling-
the panel.
You know what? I'm not going to give in to the male pressure of this panel. You know, I feel I'm just going to hold my own and keep my secrets.
Okay.
Now, David
But
Bowie.
it was really good. Really good.
Wow.
I'm really disappointed.
Did you
I don't
like
the way
David
this
Bowie?
panel's going.
Not exactly catching
Breaks.
us at our best.
Did you like David Bowie?
I loved David.
I love David Bowie too.
I thought he was a genius artist. I mean, really, his last album, The Lazarus song.
Everything about him, his
about it.
vibe,
Yep. So down to earth, by the way.
his
Big
incredible
tennis fan.
wife. Remember that airline we used to take to New York, that private airline?
MGM. Oh
Oh my God. You met the weirdest people in that lounge.
So good. You'd come
Bowie
in
and Iman, was that his wife's name?
Iman, who was in Star Trek 6.
They were the two
you would
most
get on
beautiful
this,
people
this
in the world.
plane, and they would say, the first time I ever got on it, they were like, so what would you like to eat? And I said, oh, what's on the menu? They said, no. You just, what would you like? Well, we have everything. We'll cook it
Wow.
up fresh.
Did you guys know about MGM Grand Airlines?
It only lasted a couple years.
Yeah, it was fantastic. It was all first class.
It flew from LA to New York only, I think.
LA to New York only.
Studio paid.
They had compartments that were just beautiful. First time I was on it, George Harrison was across the hall in another compartment, and he hit on my girlfriend. Yeah, and she didn't mind. And you know what? Neither did I. He was a Beatle, for God's sakes, you know? But then I sat one time next to Zsa Zsa Gabor. On
You
one
fucking
side.
name dropper.
Yeah,
And
Dropping
she hit on your
names.
girlfriend.
yeah. She hit on my girlfriend, yes.
There is, in Cameron Crowe's new book, The Uncool, a chapter about David Bowie that's fantastic.
So what is it?
The Uncool, and it talks about how he interviewed him for Rolling Stone and his whole history with Bowie, which is absolutely fascinating. And then there's the new documentary on Live Aid, which has a great thing on Bowie. Not that this is a panel about
He
David
was
Bowie,
fascinating.
but
now it
fascinating
is.
It's not
guy.
not
And
a
he
panel on
reinvented
David
himself
Bowie.
over and
Yeah.
over and over again. He was kind to everyone.
Yep, and he was so brave. He was like, he risked failure all the time. I don't know anyone who could have pulled off, when he walked on the set looking like Jared. I mean, I really don't know too many actors who could have pulled it off. It worked.
And he was Tesla, for crying out loud.
Yeah, he was.
Amazing.
Yeah.
He was Tesla?
Tesla. He
Tesla.
played Nikolai Tesla in.
In
He was
The
full
Prestige.
self-driving. It was crazy.
You know, I thought Tesla
The
himself
Prestige.
was always
Prestige,
underrated.
which was what's his name?
Christopher Nolan.
Christopher Nolan movie. Really good. Yeah.
All right then.
I have a Tesla coil at home.
Do you?
Yeah. I like Tesla.
Does it look like David Bowie?
No, you just you touch it and it go. I like
David
Tesla.
Bowie would do the same thing when you touched him. It was really weird.
Gage, you
I
said,
aspired to be like David
Depending on
Bowie.
where.
you said The Naked Now. I thought you were going to say Genesis just because of the experience of directing.
Well, yeah, but you said which one did you enjoy the most? We had an earthquake in the middle of Genesis.
Oh, my
And some people lost their houses. It was the crew. I mean, there was one crew member was stuck in his
God.
shower. I was getting up. I already was dressed. It was sort of like 5 a.m. or something, and I planned on getting to the studio early. I mean, no, I loved actually that whole directing of Genesis very, very much. It was really a fun script,
That was a great script.
and I loved having that script. It was really great, but it made, it drew out the production, which the studio didn't like, so we had
Who wrote that script?
that was Brannon.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Who else could have written that script but Brannon? It's so
I know
bizarre.
it was great. It was a really good choice. I was very happy when I read that script.
You mentioned The Naked Now. If this was a Christmas Carol and the ghost of Christmas Future came to you on the set of Naked Now and said all these years later, Star Trek The Next Generation would be the most popular Star Trek show, you guys would be, iconic, just beloved by millions of people around the world, and the show would be a critically acclaimed series, would you have believed it? I mean, I remember back then when, everyone was feeling like we're lucky if this goes more than, I think it was 2 seasons you were contracted for. Like, is this going to go? So, can you believe where you are?
We had 3 contracts. I've told you this story before. We had a contract for the pilot, and if the pilot went well, they picked up the first 13, and then if the first 13 well, our real contract, which was for 4 years, kicked in. The show, because Roddenberry didn't want it to be on the network because he had such a bad experience with NBC, I believe it was.
Yeah.
It
Was
was not my contract.
you didn't have 3? I had a 3-step
Mine was-
contract. 4 years if they got past the pilot, 1 year if we got past the first 13, and then 4 years if we got to the end of the season. 237 separate markets it was sold to. Remember all that shit?
I do remember that.
And half of the commercials were already attached. That's why I had to audition 7 times, because there were so many people in the hierarchy that were making the decision.
There were a lot of dominoes that had to be stacked up to
Very
make that show.
nice.
And
That's a
I-
lovely
I-
impersonation.
I certainly did not think it was, I had no clue. And then I was gone after the first season, so I was kind of right that I
We
didn't
got
have-
you back, though.
I know you did. You did.
But I remember going to
sort of-
these conventions. My opening story always at the convention have been for years is that I was in Syracuse, waiting in the dealer's room to enter this convention about which I knew nothing. I didn't know anything about the culture of it, what it meant, but I did know that nobody cared about a bald English captain with a French name. Nobody wanted a Klingon on the bridge. Nobody wanted a blind captain or a pilot.
And this was all Gene who didn't want these things.
There he
you
is
wanna
now.
take that?
He's calling in.
Is it Lee?
Guess where I am?
special guest star.
You gotta have a
Microphone.
Microphone?
The Galoobs,
Right.
the littlest action
The
figure, the
Galoob
young,
figures.
thinner version of, and they were selling limited die-lot datas.
Yeah.
$40, and Geordie LaForge was $50, and Captain Picard was $70, and a sign at the end of the table that said,
Riker, $10.
buy any action figure, get Riker free.
Oh my God! Wow.
On my children, one of whom just called us.
Well, just so you know, in the second season, I drew on a beard on my Riker figure. So, because it looked very nautical.
That was the deal.
Brent, what did you
And
think?
decorative.
You couldn't have
Good
thought this
Roddenberry.
thing was going to turn into anything. I mean, you were getting scripts like Angel One and all those early, and there was all that chaos. And did you think that obviously Maury, well, you like Maury, but nobody else liked Maury.
I did.
Obviously, you didn't.
I didn't mind Maury. I wasn't that crazy about the stuff he was writing, but I didn't mind him personally.
Now let's go about to something I read
What?
recently about when we had the table reads,
Oh yeah.
and you
Yeah.
say that I
You.
said
It was you.
I know it was me, but it was what's the script?
It was Maurice. Yeah.
And I said, what's that smell?
Yeah. And I said, it's the salmon pages. Because we had different colored pages
Color
every
on
day.
each page.
You got to set the table. Because
So
you're assuming everyone knows what you're talking about.
Yeah.
What Jonathan is setting up was they used to do what are called table reads before each episode, so you could hear the scripts read out loud. The actors could get familiar. They could get tone adjustments theoretically from the director.
We get free
and
lunch.
Discuss it and free lunch. And you had an interview about what happened to the table reads.
But it was
One of them, apparently, I insulted.
You did. But here's what the very phrase you used. You said, "This is the biggest hack work I've ever seen," and then they said, "Okay, everybody's dismissed," and we never had another meeting.
Wow.
So you screwed up free lunch for everybody is what happened. Yeah.
That doesn't sound like me.
It doesn't.
Especially not saying it.
I don't have that kind of balls to
I
say that
know.
to the boss.
And that I think
Sounds more
that's
like
when
me,
they did.
doesn't it? Sounds more like me.
I think
Yeah.
that's when they decided to put you in the Metamucil.
You're probably right. It's all coming clear now. That's exactly what fucking happened.
Oh my God.
37 years I've been waiting to figure that out.
Yeah, I still.
I'm
have
glad
those.
we're having this panel. It's like a group therapy session.
This is very good.
I feel better about it now. But we use that for years to come. What does that smell?
Yeah.
Oh, that must be the salmon pages, because each rewrite comes out in a different color. It goes
And sometimes,
pink, blue, goldenrod, salmon.
right, but then it goes like there's so many more. We
Yeah,
have
then it
had scripts where
recycles,
it
yeah.
then almost happens
They
and
go
it's
back
kind of
to white.
gold and it's then
Double
it's-
white, double
yeah.
gold, double
Third
goldenrod.
goldenrod, yeah.
And you have to change your script. Yeah, anyway.
A lot of collating.
A lot of
This is back when they were printed.
On paper.
Mimeographed.
And we had scripts delivered at our door, right?
I didn't. You got the scripts delivered to your
No,
house?
I think. Did you hear? No, I didn't say that.
Did you really have a 4-year contract with 3 stages in it?
I had him. Gene delivered my scripts to my house. So-
Right.
Brent, I hope you enjoy this one. We tried really hard.
exactly. Thank you, Gene. I'll read it.
That is very good.
It really is good.
It is.
You got
It's
you
so
do
good.
higher. You're a little higher though.
Little high, and then a little more.
A little more.
Well,
It
depends on what mood he was in at the time. If
and what he was drinking.
And what he was drinking. If he talked louder, he would get higher. But sometimes he would bring it down. And hello, friend.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
That's really
It is
good.
amazing.
Good.
I think I'm the only one that does that.
It's really
Anywhere.
good.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Big
Luckily,
market for
today
Gene
we have
Roddenberry.
someone who does the best duo impersonations of anyone I know. First of all, let's say, I asked about him earlier, he didn't show up, but let's say he was here. If Sir Patrick Stewart were with us, we'd ask him what would be his favorite episode to have
Wow,
performed.
Jonathan. I suppose my favorite. Wait, do you want to do Patrick then or now?
Right.
Because I can.
Let's do Patrick then, and then we'll do Suri and talking to
Next
Patrick.
Generation. Patrick, Next Generation. Picard.
Picard.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you. I particularly enjoyed the one. Which season was it where Gates was gone?
Rough room.
Rough room.
All right,
You will agree, Data, that Starfleet's orders are difficult.
Yes. You know, my friend, I've got a friend with me today.
Ian.
Ian McKadden.
Sir Ian. Hello,
is
Ian.
right here. Ian, say hello to the folks. Hello, folks. How are you? Oh, Patrick, nice to see you. You too, Ian. Let's.
Cecily Berry. Cecily Berry.
Oh, thank you.
So
You just gotta chill.
I was going to say you should take this show on the road, but we are on the road. So my question, I understand that the two of you, Brent and Jonathan, are doing a podcast together.
We're hoping.
You're hoping
Podcasts are
to.
ridiculous,
so
by
may
the way.
be
I don't
premature.
recommend it.
What is the premise of said podcast?
It's called Dropping Names
Seriously.
and Other Things,
Yes,
The Brent and Johnny Show.
Nice.
that's right.
And you're hoping to do this in 2026
And beyond.
and beyond.
Yeah.
To infinity.
Until the rest of time. Yeah.
Because you know what the world needs?
More podcasts.
Another
Another
fucking
podcast.
Another
podcast.
podcast. But this one's going to be a little different.
Two
because-
old guys making George Jessel references.
Yeah. No, this one's going to be a little different than any other podcast because we're going to host it. That's
Right.
the biggest
Brent and
difference.
Johnny Show.
Yeah.
We have a theme song.
And Gates, you were ahead of the crowd because you had Investigates
Investigates.
way ahead and doing this podcast. You interviewed a lot of interesting people. What was that experience like? Did you learn a lot that you didn't know? Like,
She did the best research. I did her first episode.
Yeah, he did.
Her research was so deep and fabulous.
That's because you were so weird.
It was my father.
No, I'm kidding. I actually found it much more difficult doing my own cast members. It started to become a lot easier because I know what kind of things that they're not going to talk about if I ask them and stuff. And it was easier to be with people I didn't know as well, actually. I thought that was, then I could just be myself, being curious and ask. I would do research, but I could ask them something, and if they didn't want to talk about it, they would later. I promised them that I would take out anything they didn't want in. I never wanted to try to make anybody
Did you have to edit some of
embarrassed.
them?
I edit all of them. Yeah, I was the editor. I learned how to sound edit, and it was great to learn a new skill, to be honest. It was tedious as heck.
Did you take stuff out that you thought was boring or stuff that they didn't think was appropriate?
Well, when I first started, what happened was I went way too long.
Right.
So I couldn't possibly, I had to edit
But I thought
stuff
the
out.
advantage of podcasts was there wasn't too long or too short.
That's what it became for me. But well, I didn't want to do a 3-hour podcast. I didn't feel like doing that. I had like 2 hours of material for some people, and I had to make it down to around an hour. So I had to edit things out. And there were a couple of people who, I mean, they would tell a story in one point and I.
Oh, they'd say, I don't want to say that.
Yeah, I mean, there were certain things that got edited. I didn't edit out anything to make it like different organically than it
Right.
was. But like with Will Wheaton, I had way more material, so I ended up doing 2 episodes. And then with Nana, that was a really interesting thing that happened because I had known about what we were talking about, but I had a big reaction, like personally afterwards. So I called her and said, hey, can we talk about like why I suddenly reacted? I need to talk about this again. It was about she was raped and she talked about it. And so that I learned a lot about just ask somebody something, and if they don't want to answer, they won't, and it's okay. And I ended up having someone who, I learned a lot so that I didn't have to edit so much. I barely edited at all by the end because I just learned to shut up and let people answer and don't worry if there's silence. In the beginning, I was, oh my God, I got to keep talking, you know? and I just relaxed. That is what drove me crazy with a lot of podcasts.
Is
there
the
was
silence?
There's no silence. Everybody's talking at once, and it just was hard for me to ever understand that kind of podcast. A lot of them were funny, but I felt there was just too much. So I chose to just chill more. I did my best to chill, and it was great. I really, I loved all the people I interviewed. I think the Star Trek casts are the most interesting group of actors. They really are. They're, from all over the place, like David Ajala and
He's on
Sonequa.
fire now.
Oh my God, on fire! It's so cool.
Yeah.
He's so talented. I mean, you
He's
got
so
to work with
sweet,
him.
too. He's such
Yeah,
a-
and Sonequa. I mean, they're amazing people.
She's on fire. She's got another
Yeah.
network show.
Anyway, so yeah,
We
it was
digressed.
And that is a problem. You look at something like SmartList, where the hosts overshadow their guests. Where Will and Jason and Sean are just, they're so funny,
They're so
but
funny.
that they overshadow often their guests. And, Nana was so fearless with, talking about what she went through and also shining a light on the experience of actresses in the 60s and the 90s and the 80s and how much things have evolved. So to bring that out, you want boring podcasters like us so
That's
that
right.
the talent can shine.
Yeah, no, I think, anyway, I certainly learned, and I loved doing it in terms of getting to know different people. I think that's really interesting. I don't know that I'm particularly great at it, but it was a great experience.
Brent, on your podcast, are you going to have a lot of references to Eugene Pallette?
Probably more to Lee Wilkoff.
Okay, good.
But
yeah.
Eugene Pallette, certainly. Anybody here know who Eugene Pallette was?
Not
No?
a one.
Not one person. Well, we're going to talk a lot about him on this podcast. He played Friar Tuck in Errol Flynn's Robin Hood.
Yeah.
Wow, that's who it was.
Eugene Pallette, for God's sakes.
And it was a trivia question that was asked of you.
It was. Shall I tell this quickly?
I think that's an interesting thing.
I did this movie called Out to Sea with, thank you, no.
Two unknowns.
With Jack Lemmon and Walter Matthau. And I was nervous because I was going to be working with these guys and couldn't believe it. And that's all. No, so somebody told me, a friend of mine told me she knew Walter Matthau. And she said, Walter Matthau knows trivia better than anyone. He knows all trivia. So I said, okay, good. That's a good opener. So the first day of the shoot happened to be, I was in a car driving to the set with Walter Matthau. He was in the front seat, I was in the back. And I said, Walter, could I ask you a question? And he said, yeah. I said, who played Friar Tuck in Errol Flynn's Robin Hood? And he kind of, why do you ask me this? And I said, well, I'm told you know everything. And he says, no, I know horse racing and how to lose money. And that was it. 2 weeks later, I didn't work with him again for a couple of weeks. I was working with other people on the movie. 2 weeks later, I'm on a set, the door opens up, he walks in and walks up to me and goes, Eugene Pallette.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's a great story. I've never heard that story.
Yeah.
It's the only story I've never heard. That
Would you want me to tell it again? I'll tell it again. So I was in this movie called
No, all levity aside, one of the great things about these panels where we're together, and you guys enabled this, is that there literally is shit that happens that we haven't heard about each other.
Right.
And that's
Like
the-
I didn't know Gates did a podcast. No, I'm kidding. I was on it. I was her favorite guest.
She didn't like working with us. We made her nervous. She just told us that.
Yeah.
No, I didn't say nervous.
It got
I
better
said
after
boring.
she got through
No,
us
yeah,
and got into.
She worked through her friends who she's known for 40 years.
Yeah.
It was easier to talk to new.
Well, I get that. I can understand
It
that.
was, 'cause, yeah,
Like I'm uncomfortable right now.
I know.
It's weird.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like, who are you?
Yeah.
I know. It's like, oh.
Jonathan, I want to ask you, you've had a very successful second career as a director. Third, if you count Movie Jail, right? Second time. So let me ask you, I know.
Wow.
So let me
Nice one, Censorian.
let me ask you this, because you started as a green director on Star Trek and learned so much, and now you're like the guy the veteran who knows everything. Like on this new show you're doing, the spin-off of Big Bang Theory, you're the guy who knows what to do with visual effects. You're the guy who's showing them what to do, who has all this expertise, who's learned so much in his career. And, you know, I just wonder how that evolution has been for you. Because you always knew how to work with actors, right? But then, and lenses you knew from acting and stuff. But how has your directing career evolved from those early days doing Next Gen to where it is now, and you're doing these big, expensive streaming shows?
Oof. Luck is a big part of it. No, I'm on a show now that is so much fun to be. First of all, it's 20 minutes from my house, which I haven't worked in LA for 4 years since we did Pecan, the wackiest nut in the galaxy. But I'm working on a comedy, and you get pigeonholed as a director as much as you do as an actor. So to be on this, the show's called Stewart Fails to Save the Universe. It's a spin-off of Big Bang, and Stewart's obviously in it, and Quipke's in it. Not Bowie, but Bowie, John Bowie, wow. And Denise, Laura, and Bert Stewart. So the guests are Raj, and Bialik is on it, and all, you know, Kylie. All these stars from the show come back and do episodes, so that's going to satisfy. But it has been, the only reason that it's different is that Chuck Lorre, who's a big brain, and Bill Prady, to a certain extent, Chuck refers to himself as a house cat. He writes for people sitting on couches. So when we get out on green screens, or when we're taking measurements to say we're going to put something on here, he's like a kid. He's just like a kid. He said, well, what do you mean? I said, the visual effects guy is going to change that to have it look like what we want it to do. They can do that? I said, yeah, they can. That's what they're here for. and it's wonderful because he's, you know, he's like Aaron Spelling. I mean, he's got one of the great success rates of any writer in the history of television. And he's so receptive to the idea that he's making a movie or a film show. It's been a treat. It's been a real treat to be on.
When does it come out?
I don't know. I think they're going to try to get it done a couple weeks before Comic-Con, so they can have a couple weeks on the air and then premiere it at Comic-Con with the cast and all that shit and do a real rollout. I think that's the plan.
When you're directing the actors on that show,
right?
Do you give them like comedy adjustments?
No, Chuck and Brady. 1/10 of the time I do. Also, most of them are improv actors, so they're brilliant at this part anyway. But the other thing about working on this show, they're so confident about their writing. If they hate it, they say, hold everything, and they go up and they cut it. They cut it right out of the scene and rewrite it, or they just cut it out of the scene so you don't have to fix it in post where they'll end up hating. It's unheard of, and it's fantastic. They work with that kind of confidence, and sometimes they don't understand that what they just cut, and they say, well, this isn't going to end that right. We got to give a new line to them, and we've already covered them, and we've already turned around, which means it's another hour to get back into where we were before at night.
How many days do you have to shoot it?
It's a half-hour show. It's 8 days an episode.
Wow.
It's fantastic.
That's amazing.
Luxury.
We had
Because
7
they
days
have
for us.
Streaming,
it's streamer, but it's on HBO Max. But they also got the California incentive. And you have to spend the incentive to continue to get the incentive. So, and it's 11-hour days. It's unprecedented.
Wow. You got the dream gig. Don't ever leave.
Oh, please.
Yeah, it's like Picard was 10-hour days and stuff. We had, when we did the original series, we could have a 19-hour day, or
We
I
go
mean, it was
Friday.
like,
We
yeah,
go
it was
from
just
Friday into Saturday afternoon.
Saturdays. Yeah. So Gates, I want to ask you, you're getting to do voiceovers. It's so liberating. You're doing X-Men 97.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about that and just?
I have a character called Mother Ascanti, and she's sort of the Rachel Summers. She's a time traveler, and it's really fun. I love doing it. It's so intricate. I had done the voiceover. They delayed the second season. I was the cliffhanger for season 1, my character. But then they had a sort of new person who took over. So they changed some of the story, and my character had a lot of exposition. So I just finished doing some voiceover. I don't think it's going to come out same time as yours, right around before the Comic-Con. I think it's next summer. That's what they try to do. But it's really fun. I love doing voiceover, actually. I love voiceover narration. The center seat was really fun. I think it's a great series too, that center seat. And then Margaret Elish, she was this incredible woman. I did that voiceover, and I haven't seen that documentary's come out yet. Has it come out? Did you talk to Brian about that? Because it's so amazing. She was the first woman who really got the Marvel stuff happening. We just don't know about her. She was female. And she was like at Disney, she was everywhere. She was really remarkable
Batman, the
woman.
animated series, which was the beginning of sort of that adult animation.
Yeah, that whole thing of the animation was amazing.
You know, and it must be nice because you're familiar with technobabble, but to have all this exposition and be able to be on book for voiceovers must be nice.
Oh yeah, it's fun, but you still have to match it. You know, you still have to match it because their animation is really beautiful, I think. But we have to try to
You're
match
doing the
them
voice
out.
after the animation?
Yes.
Oh my God.
It's not usually that
I've never
way.
heard of that.
Yeah, no, they do the picture first, and then this time I had to match absolute mouth.
No kidding.
Yeah, yeah, it was
tough,
actually.
That's a whole different animal.
It's a
Do
whole
they have
different animal.
temporary voices in place?
Yes, I had done the first stuff I did. They would show they still had it moving all the time. It was moving all the time. I think there was one day that I did stuff and I was just reading it. Like that's what you do if it's the game, like I did with Will, the Mirror Universe one. But no, in this one I just did, they had changed it and I had to match
Is it like
the
ADR?
mouth.
They go beep,
Yep,
beep,
exactly
beep,
like
go?
ADR.
Wow.
No kidding.
Yeah.
That must be
That's
exhausting.
really backwards.
That is really ass backwards.
Well, it looked great. I mean,
Oh, good.
Yeah. It's just tough.
I'm
It's
just
very
sounds hard.
impressed with how they work, and I really like working with them. They're really fun people.
Where did you do that?
They have a studio that they do voiceover in Burbank.
I think Meredith Lane is the voice director on that,
No,
right?
they-
It's not anymore? Yeah, Meredith Lane?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Really nice.
yeah, she's the best.
Yeah, because Meredith did your show too.
Yeah,
on
and
DOTA.
Meredith has directed our...
She directed the stage reading we all did for War of the Worlds.
And
No, for Plan 9, from
Outer
Plan
Space.
9. Yeah. 6 Degrees. See, Lee Wilkoff is not the only
Yeah,
person.
that's right.
I had no idea that had such a huge following. There are about 7 people from that show here.
Oh, yeah.
Are there not?
Lee Wolkoff isn't.
I don't know.
From Ming 9.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, in the room.
Yeah, downstairs.
What's the question?
Like, just how...
I'm serious. I know.
What happened? I lost you.
You totally
I
lost
I
me.
had full
You
eye contact
totally
with
lost
you.
me.
I was picking up on what.
Yeah, how many people are here from the show?
From what show?
X-Men.
A lot.
X-Men.
A lot.
Yes.
Yeah, a
Ming
lot of
9,
people.
what's
That's
it
a very
called?
popular show. And even
What?
more so
X-Men.
now that Gates is doing
I'm
it.
not
And-
talking about
Oh,
X-Men.
wait, you're not talking about it?
What is X-Men?
You see, when Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen love each other very much, they...
Yes.
Yeah.
See, Brent's getting jealous because you hear Burbank, you shoot in, you're shooting it, you said close to you as well in Los
Warner
Angeles.
Brothers.
All this
Warner's.
work that's close by. I mean, you don't like to travel for work. These are all good gigs.
Yeah, but I'm not doing them. So I just stay home. It's much nicer.
What do you think of Netflix purchasing Warner Brothers?
Big news yesterday.
Yeah, I'm not, well, you know, I mean, we're all reluctant to talk about it. You saw even the statement that went it was all anonymous because nobody wanted to be on record publicly.
Oh, yes, the ones who publicly.
you know,
That's right.
But it worries me that.
Yeah, because then Netflix owns HBO.
Yep.
How
It's
does
either going to be
that
that or
work?
Paramount. I mean, they're all. It's
Yeah,
happening.
but that's
It's amalgamation.
yeah, I know, but
It is scary.
And they're
Interesting.
you know, the fact that Netflix doesn't believe in theatricals. Now, part of the sale, they're saying, "Oh, we promise that we're going to continue to put Warner Brothers films
Yeah.
in theaters." But you know, it's
Yeah, but
it's,
they put
it's
Knives
like
Out
when
in
you're,
theaters, too. Yeah.
you know, you say anything to, you know,
But don't you think it's going to? I mean, I feel it's inevitable that the change has basically happened. You're going to still get some independent movies that are going to go into theatrical. But I think the die is cast. I just can't see.
The industry is shrinking so quickly.
It is, and I
Hear,
mean, I miss having the communal thing of the 3 channels that we all watch together. There's a piece of that was really cool. I know it got dull when it would shut off at 11 at night, but there's something now that it's just.
Well, I also when I got to Hollywood, the dream to go to Hollywood, part of it was like getting to first time I was on the MGM lot, which is not the MGM lot anymore. Right. It's Sony now, right?
Yep.
And then going to 20th Century Fox. 20th Century Fox doesn't exist anymore.
Going to the commissaries and all these studios where you could see people. It was really.
I spent my life up till then watching movies and loving them that were made by different studios, that each studio had an identity. I mean, and now you don't even know where they are. It's not good.
Paramount, you walking around Sunset Boulevard.
Well, yeah, you were literally
It's all
under the
there.
offices where they filmed Sunset
Yeah.
Boulevard.
Paramount, working at Paramount
They
was
had-
a dream.
yeah,
It really was.
They had the Marx, but we were right where the Marx Brothers stuff was. And
Well, in the
that's-
stairway, right, we were on stages 8 and 9, and a stairway outside of
Sunset
that was
Boulevard
where
was yeah.
Sunset Boulevard, Billy Wilder,
Billy Wilder.
Holden, and what was her
And
name?
the girl, yeah.
Gloria Swanson come. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just incredible.
And the
Yeah.
girl.
Gloria
And
Swanson drove
next
up
to our
to the Deep Space
soundstage was
Nine
The Godfather,
stage.
where the
Yeah.
scene from The Godfather took place.
That's right.
Right around the corner
The
from
New York
stage 8.
stage
Well,
was
now they have all those plaques that list
Right.
everything significant that
Yeah.
was filmed there.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, there was so much history in the bones of the stages where you filmed. I mean, yeah, you think about Godfather on that lot, you think about Sunset Boulevard, I mean, Ten Commandments, so much
They used to have
history.
The whole orchestra would come in and they would
Microphone.
Yep.
That was
But hardly anything shoots
Oh,
in
that was so.
Hollywood
Sorry,
anymore.
sorry.
Yeah, that's true.
Really,
I'm a
it's such
novice, so-
a drag.
Well, to be fair, only one shot in Godfather was shot in L.A.
Yeah, the studio.
The
studio
studio with
shot.
with the stand-in for, yeah.
But even to drive in those gates as young actors, not different gates, the Paramount gates, must have been really.
Well, you know, I mean-
at that time in your career, because you were coming up from New York. I mean, you were a
New
young
York.
struggling
I was
actor.
coming
in
from New
We
York.
all came out of New York.
To be driving onto the stage and come to Paramount, every day.
It was a
must have
dream.
been remarkable.
It was a
We would
dream.
walk in, and you'd walk past the dressing room buildings, and that was like the first building. The first dressing room was Bing Crosby's,
Right.
then Bob Hope, then Alan Ladd, and Ray Milland, and Dorothy Lamour, and on, and it was like, wow, I can't believe
I don't think it hit me until we went to that 75th anniversary of Paramount, and it was a party they had at the studio, and all these movie stars were there, and they had them up on the big screen.
fantastic.
And I was like, whoa. This is Hollywood. I mean, it was amazing. You'd see Gregory Peck and people walking around. It really was a trip and a half.
It was a dream, really, and it was the Dream Factory then.
Yeah.
And
And now it's dead.
well,
Oh, wow.
Thanks, Ashley. Way to bring us down.
gosh, man.
Yeah, the Deep Space Nine sets were where Rear Window filmed.
Right.
And I mean, they used to drive cars through there for, and crew members during Rear Window were passing out from the
From the
emissions from the
fumes from the
cars. And they
cars,
had
yeah.
to put the cars on pulleys because they couldn't have them drive on the soundstage. So it's just incredible history. And when you guys were at your peak at Star Trek Alley and Deep Space Nine was across from you, I mean, it was like The Player.
Yeah.
Where there was just
Everyone
was a costume
Everyone's
and
wandering
running
around.
around.
It's magical.
And
It was
every,
great.
every soundstage was full then, too. That was
Yeah.
a wild time.
We would eat in our uniforms at the
we'd-
commissary.
At the
We'd
Sorry,
walk
that was a
across
blast.
the lot to the commissary. Data would.
Right.
And I'd be sitting in the commissary in makeup eating lunch. It was like the old days. It was incredible.
Yeah.
I'm grateful I was able to work in the industry during that time.
Yeah, that was a
And
fabulous
Same.
period.
Just the bridge between the old Hollywood and new Hollywood.
Yeah.
And it was amazing.
It's
really
coming
was.
back. I must say, the Warner Brothers lot where we shot a lot of this, Stewart, the pit is there, and Abbott Elementary's there, and there were sounds. It felt a little bit like the old days.
Yeah,
I think
love it.
I think Newsom has effectively brought some business back to L.A.
And Eugene Paulette was there, too.
Eugene, I was about to
Well, the
drop that
California
name.
tax credit is helping, thankfully. Not enough, but it's helping.
It's helping, but yeah.
Incrementally. But so I
Surely
have
you
to-
had more audience questions to ask besides the one.
I have to ask you this because it's Christmas season or Festivus season, Hanukkah season, whatever you want to call it.
Rabbit
Season's great.
season.
And
Are you going to buy the new Lego, the fat one?
No, but you
1701D.
bought it, didn't you? Or you're getting it, the Fat
I
Enterprise.
absolutely want to. I missed it.
It's sold
terribly.
out.
Yeah, it's sold out. Back ordered till February.
Isn't that astounding?
That's crazy.
The Lego set of the end.
The Legos, yes.
Yeah. That's what I want for Christmas.
The Lego Enterprise?
Yeah.
When they send you the free one and you have nothing to do with it, give it to Ashley. So, I want to ask you, sort of looking back, because it is that time of the year, we look back on the things we're grateful for, obviously family and all that stuff. But in your career, when you look back and you say, this is something I'm really great, what are the things that you are all really grateful for, besides the residuals from Star Trek, but the experiences it gave you, the friends that it gave you, the opportunities that it gave you, what are you grateful for?
I think you covered it.
You covered it. That was
the-
it.
The friends, we've been friends for almost 40 years, and they're, we're thick as thieves, at least from our cast, still thick as thieves. And as Gates mentioned, the expanded family, the Discovery and Strange New Worlds and Lower Decks gang, and now the Starfleet Academy gang. It's a privilege to be in this family, and I think everybody kind of gets it, that we have been given this gift that Roddenberry essentially gave us, and it has changed our lives.
It gets better all the time in terms of every new iteration of the show. There's all these new people who are part of this family, and we all feel it, and we all, are
It's
delighted to know
extraordinary
each
that it was
other.
cast so well continuously. It really is. And also we have to do the shout out to fans, because fans care about the Star Trek universe, and they
Thank
care
God
about
for
it.
you guys.
Yeah. No, but I mean, seriously, you care about the world, you care about, collaboration, you care about listening, and you're curious about things. And obviously, none of it would exist if that didn't exist here in this room. So it's really a whole thing.
The fans kept the show on. That was the history of the original series.
Empathy, caring, hope, these are things that are important in the Star Trek universe that some people are not honoring, and it's so great that Star Trek celebrates these values that I think we all believe in so strongly. We're so grateful to you guys. We wish you a very happy holidays.
Same to you.
Thank
It's
you.
always a pleasure to
Same
sit
to
down
all
with
of you.
All
and
of
thank
you.
you.
Great holiday.
Except you.
Live long and
And
prosper.
you have to
Peace
make-
out.
We're back.
We're back.
How about that panel?
That was fun.
That was so much fun.
But what that panel didn't include was the day after that, at
The
breakfast.
day
in the
after.
at breakfast in the green room, I'm sitting next to Gates and Brent, and Frakes walks over and starts singing songs from How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying, again,
Nice.
which
That's
is always
great.
fun. And
But you really want Brent to sing because he's the musical talent.
he is, but I'd rather have Jonathan do it because he doesn't sing.
And it makes it more fun that way.
It makes it more fun.
But
I mean,
here's my favorite thing about doing panels with those guys. And look, it's not the first time we've talked to any of them.
No.
But especially when it's a conversation like that, when it's just so friendly and fun and collegial, and it just kind of takes on a
that's
life
why
of
they're
its
good
own, and
actors.
they're such good actors. What I most like about the process is at the end, if they seem happy,
Mhm.
if they tell us that they're happy, because it's one thing. Look, when you're a fanboy, it's one thing to meet these people and to say, wow, I talked to Commander Riker. It's another thing entirely to talk to them as a professional, as a colleague, and to make them happy, and to bring them just a little bit of happiness and joy in their life, as a repayment for all that they have brought.
For the joy and
us.
gratitude they gave you, and
That's
that Solar
exactly right.
Sailfish.
That's
the Solar
exactly right.
Starfish.
That's right.
Can I just be a contrarian? I don't.
No.
I don't want. I don't think for me it's about making them happy. I want the audience to enjoy it.
Yeah.
And I have
Yeah.
to say that here's the thing: the audience, some of the audience comes in wanting to ask questions and engage with their favorite stars.
Right.
They want to get up to a microphone and ask questions. My goal is to make the panel so entertaining for them and so interesting that they don't feel like they were robbed of their chance, and that they still can go up to their booth and talk to them.
Yeah, for
you know,
sure.
to ask those questions. Because I think what we found is every once in a while somebody asks a really great question. No
Yeah,
question.
like in this past
But-
show.
Yeah.
More often than not, it's questions they've been asked a million times, and then they're asked, then they go on autopilot, or it's just something that's hard to even parse. So, you know, we really, it's something we consciously are aware of, where in most cases now we'll just do the whole panel without turning it over for audience questions. Sometimes we will, but often we won't. And I think if the audience is happy, that's great. I know we did get one person who said that, you know, I think was a little miffed that he didn't get to. I think we were having a little too much fun for him. But you know what? That, you know, that's in the eye of the beholder. I mean, it's all a subjective thing. I think that the amount of compliments and the amount of that we got and feedback that we got was extraordinarily positive, and
like
hopefully
you
you will as well.
Like you said, at shows like these, they are at their booths, and you are welcome to go up to and talk with them at their booths, unless it's just something that you just want to strut your fandom in front of a crowd.
Yeah. And you know, for me, I mean, here's what I would say to those fans, and I think to a certain extent, we've all been on the other side of the stage at some point in our lives. You know, it's anybody can sit and have a list of canned questions, whether they're coming from the audience or they're coming from the interviewer or not. Like, you can have your list of canned questions. Like,
remember when you were on the Enterprise?
Yeah, exactly. And you could have a moderator who's a professional moderator who can do that all day long.
Yeah.
And you can go to 100 different conventions and you can hear that 100 different times. And that's great. You can hear the same stories over and over again. But what I like to think that we offer, and when it works, man, when we're cooking, especially with people who really appreciate it and want to be.
Can you cook or
with
can't
us.
you?
Exactly. We're offering them the chance to be flies on the wall of a conversation with these people being themselves.
Yeah.
They're
talking about the excitement of going to a movie studio and working, and talking about the experience of doing this thing.
See, that I loved at the end of the conversation when we talked about what it was like. Because Darren, you've talked about this a lot, what it was like to work at Paramount for the first time, and on the many movies you worked with on there. To hear their excitement, to go back to the beginning and think what it was like to come to work at Paramount every day.
Yeah,
that was fantastic.
I love that.
And it was very, very exciting. And that's the kind of thing, that's the kind of thing I couldn't ask for a magazine, because it's not really relevant, but it's so relevant to a conversation like this. The other thing that we have that other people don't have is we talk to them before the panel as well, and sort of see what are they working on, what's going on with them, so we can sort of bring up, like, I wouldn't have thought to bring up X-Men 97 if I hadn't, we hadn't talked to Gates about that beforehand, or the fact that, Frakes was working on the new Bill Prady series, and I didn't even know if he could talk about it yet. And he was anxious to talk about it. So it's like, we're able to ask about things that people may not be privy to. And I think that's what makes these conversations so rich and exciting. Hopefully you'll be the judge. Maybe you hated it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Hope not.
Yeah.
I didn't.
But regardless, I hope you'll join us next week for our holiday extravaganza. And if for some reason that doesn't work for you, we can go back to the holiday specials next year. But I think this is going to be a real treat, this holiday extravaganza. We'd originally talked about it being a live show, but that was just beyond our ability to pull off. But we are going to have it feel like live on tape.
And there's no lists this year. No lists.
Well, we'll see. We haven't recorded it yet. There could be.
Maybe there will be a list. But look, it's Life Day. I think that the animated segment with Boba Fett is probably going to be a fan
Life
favorite.
Day is last month.
Oh,
Ashley.
Yeah, Thanksgiving is Life Day. That's when.
Yeah.
That's when.
That's when all the Wookiees dress up in red robes, because they didn't have enough. They didn't have enough Wookiee costumes.
He's a war spurt. Yeah. He's not a war spurt. He's a Treksperts. Yeah. You see, by the way, that they're re-releasing the Phantom Menace for the 10th anniversary. Not Phantom Menace. Oh. What was that one called? The first Star Wars sequel. I can't even remember what it was called. What was it? When they come back, the one with
the Force Awakens.
The remake of the remake of Star Wars. Yeah, the Force Awakens is coming back to theaters for the anniversary, and then
but the original Star Wars is coming back in 2027.
Can't wait! So excited!
Cannot wait!
So excited!
The original version.
Yeah,
and just I can't wait to see the new print, that they're making for this.
Yeah,
because
at some point, Darren, we just need to have a whole technical conversation, probably led by you, on how the hell they managed to put that back together. Since my understanding was that they
that was bullshit.
No, they lied.
Okay.
They
Yeah,
lied.
Good,
your
thank
first
God.
mistake was
That's-
believing them. Oh, it doesn't
that
exist
makes me
anymore. We
happy.
cut up the original negative. It's like, come on. No, they
No,
didn't.
of course they didn't.
It was there.
Well,
You gotta
It's
make
like
a Duke
militant forces
negative,
and
and it's like,
fight are an ugly thing. But you know what? I'm glad that's the case. I'm glad that's the case.
of course, it's all lies, all of it, Tom.
All of it.
Lies. This
I'm in
is
the
Alpha
barracks with
5.
the army guys.
I mean, the Romans, they would
Wait.
They would take care of their families,
Great,
Tom.
great, great,
they know their
grandmother
families
did a
were taken
lot
care of.
of-
They go into the bath, they'd open their wrists, but their
And they
family was
bled
looked
to death.
after. Okay, this isn't Inglorious Godspurts, except when we talk about Star Trek V.
That's right.
We can't talk about the
What does the
Godfather.
Godfather need with a starship? Yeah, bring it closer.
Funny.
Why does Marlon
would
Brando
totally-
sound like
don't know.
Brian Singer?
I don't know. Because I didn't have time to prep. That's why.
No, it's like your Brian Singer impersonation and Brian Fuller. It's like, I mean, not Brian Fuller, Brian Singer and,
Brian
and
Singer.
Marlon Brando. Anyway, anyway, this was lovely. This is a great conversation. We're gonna be back with like a supersized show. This is one of those shows you won't be able to listen to in one sitting unless you have a huge commute.
I mean,
Right.
we
This is
may
gonna
not
be-
be able to make it in one sitting, for crying out loud.
I
Damn
know
right we
you're gonna
won't.
see us keep disappearing to go to the restroom or something, but we're so excited. It's
Can
gonna
run a
be
catheter.
great. Ashley's gonna run a catheter. That's really funny. Okay, but we want to remind you can subscribe. We're dropping a bunch of bonus episodes. So if you want to have access to everything that Treksperts has to offer, you want to subscribe to Treksperts Plus. In 2026 is really going to be, we've already starting to offer bonus episodes next year. If you want to watch the John Schuck bonus episode for the Star Trek 4, you're going to need to subscribe. So you want to really subscribe. There'll be a lot of episodes you can only get as a Treksperts Plus subscriber. Plus,
We
they're always
deny
commercial-free.
nothing.
And you can rate and review us wherever you listen to podcasts. And of course, you can follow us on YouTube now and your favorite podcast provider, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, where we're the number 5 in the top 5% of video podcasts. Woo!
Sweet. Woo.
Yeah, that's great. And what else? That's really about it because we got to start prepping for our holiday special.
Oh
No,
my.
I take that back. Our holiday extravaganza.
Extravagant.
So on that note, anything you want to add other than we'll see you on Christmas Eve?
Bears on
Ashley,
stun. Good luck. Kirk out.
Darren? Maltz, Chung Wang Chung. Thank you. Okay. So on that note, keep on trekking.
Come a long way for
oh.
a holiday extravaganza. What do I find?
On behalf of Ashley Edward Miller, Darren Dochterman, myself, Mark A. Altman, keep on trekking, ingloriously, of course, and we'll see you next week. This is the big one, 007, the holiday extravaganza.